at the university's Graduate School of Education. And Rupert, your university is one of the 23 who have signed up to this new project. So why are you enthused by the possibilities that MOOCs offer?
Well, I think it's very exciting. I'm delighted that the University of Exeter have joined with this initiative, because we don't really know what's happening now in education with the internet. There's a possibility that this is a major sea change, and we'd like to be part of the exploration to find new models of education rather than find ourselves left behind, rather as many in the music industry were left behind after the sort of Napster moment. So it's really an opportunity for us to explore, but also to raise our profile around the world, because we're world leaders in climate change. We work with the Met Office, so we put together a MOOC on climate change, which we think should have huge interest around the world, and we're particularly interested in sixth formers in England, and we imagine that, well, we'll have to explore and research it, but that might well recruit more people for us, as well as letting people know about our world-leading research.
Isn't there a risk that, a little like some newspapers, you give away the best stuff that you've got for free, an awful lot of people look at it, which is fantastic for you, but they don't pay you for it, and in the end, you have to find some money to fund what you're putting online?
Yes, I would have thought the financial model issue is certainly a risk, but as I say, we're exploring. We're trying to find out what the best model will be. I don't think anybody knows yet. There's been quite a lot of controversy around the world, exploration and some research, but not nearly enough research, so we're still at an early stage. Already, I think Coursera, the sort of Stanford-based unit in America, have found ways of making money by selling not accreditation, but just certificates of attendance and so on. And we might well find new models emerge as we carry on with this.
All right, but it sounds like you're very enthused about the idea of exploring it. Professor Caddick, what's not to like? Thousands of people benefiting from your academic work, or potential students from all around the world. It sounds exciting.
It does sound exciting, and we're delighted to see this latest platform emerge from FutureLearn, and going to watch it with interest. We've not been standing still at UCL in this space, and as has just been said, there are a lot of experiments going on. Our own experiment actually resulted in the launch of an online platform in May of this year called UCL Extend, and we've been using that to make our own contribution to the series of experiments that ultimately are going to lead to what I believe will be a rather fundamental change in the learning landscape, in which we capture the opportunity not simply for using technology, but actually to push out the wonderful global brand of UK higher education. It's a massive international market, which I think we are very well set to penetrate, even with even greater benefit to our economy.
But I wonder if the whole way teaching works will change or possibly break down. We're talking about the music industry just then. If you give away free tickets to a concert, half the people don't show up because they don't feel they've put anything into that ticket. If they spend $30 on a ticket, they're much more likely to turn up and take it seriously. Doesn't the same apply to academia and degrees or courses we all sign up for?
Well, one of the things that we have to be extremely careful of is recognizing the real cost of providing a high-quality education online. And it's a very substantial investment that needs to be made. The recent claims of income generation of around $1 million from one of the bigger providers has been accompanied with a £40 million venture capital investment in that area. So I'm not sure that they're into surplus or a really good return on investment. But the key point is experiments. And we, like the Open University, which I think are real leaders in this area, we are interested in experimenting for the good of students.
And Olivier, I'm curious, do you see MOOCs as an addition to a basic bachelor's degree, or is it actually a replacement?
For me, they're more an addition, like helping me learning and helping me explore my subjects further, and seeking different points of view to one subject, or just explore my interest that I can't pursue at university. I can do all subjects. So it's as much for fun as
it is about getting qualifications that will get you a job down the line?
Yeah, it's exploring my interest. So if I can study something at university because I do something else, then why can't I look further into it? So I do a MOOC. online.
I do wonder, Steve, whether this will lead to a fragmentation, whether the idea of the big 3- or 4-year degree is really realistic going into the 21st century.
Well, I think actually it's the contrary. I think that people will see the 3-year intensive intervention of blended learning as being a sort of highlight, timely, at particular times in people's lives. I think what MOOCs show us is the opportunity for personalized learning, but also lifelong learning. There's an awful lot of work. We're actually exploring this in the continuing professional development space, where people are having to refine and refresh their skills, and online learning can be a very cost-effective way to do that for a more mature experience.
Very interesting. Thank you very much to the two of you. Rupert, just before I let you go, there'll be people watching thinking, I've not heard of MOOCs before, maybe I should do one. Can you recommend a University of Exeter MOOC that I should look at?
Well, as I say, we're doing one on climate change, but the whole FutureLearn offering, I suggest they look at the website. It's like being in a sweet shop if you're interested in knowledge. I've actually just signed up myself for the web science course at Southampton, where of course they have Tim Berners-Lee and they have world experts in the nature of the web and what's happening today. And so I'm sure people will find courses out there that they can hardly resist. And it's, as Olivier was saying, it's not just about the financial model, it's actually about learning. The students who do well on MOOCs are students who know how to learn for themselves and how to learn together with others, who know how to socially network. And what's so exciting is that transition from not just transmitting content, but actually providing environments where students can be empowered to learn in a personalized way, as Stephen was saying, to create knowledge for themselves and create knowledge that they can share with others, which I think are the kind of skills we need for the internet age and we need for the future. And that's why we want to be at the cutting edge and exploring these new things.
Thank you very much. Certainly exciting. We'll have to see if it adds up for universities. Perhaps we'll need to wait a few years before we find out.